Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Super Review Show's Mixed Bag, coming to you live once again from the J Cave. I am joined by my good man, Bill Murphy.
What is going on, my good friend?
Yes. Just glad to have Bill here. And we have another, you know him, you love him, Mr. Dr. Professor Justin is here again.
As usual.
Hello, at this point, Dr. Professor Justin.
At this point, you're just a regular.
PhD. Oh, we got to throw that on there too.
Oh yeah, totally. But it's just a reminder.
At least I didn't put an Esquire in there.
Oh my God.
You're a lawyer now too? He can do anything.
He can do anything. He's got a lot of money coming in too. Anyways, but just a reminder everyone that we the best podcast.
And JT, remember, we the best music.
DJ Khaled.
No, his music sucks.
It's just terrible.
Anyways, we got some furry friends joining us, don't we, Justin?
I'm being attacked right now.
Justin's dogs are here.
What was that, Justin?
I'm being attacked right now.
Oh my God.
Oh, the dogs are just gonna take you over. Aw, that's Peanut, right?
Yes.
For those who are listening to us, Justin has his dogs ready to go. They're right there with us.
I'm sure they'll have very insightful remarks on this conversation, won't they?
I'm sure they will if we're talking about Crypto the Super Dog, because tonight's topic, Bill, is
we're talking about the DC movie slate.
Yeah, and the big announcement. So we were gonna touch on this. I want to say the week before, whatever it was, but we were tied up with other stuff we had to do beforehand. We're very busy people here at the Super Review Show, but this is a big one for us. We're gonna be talking and breaking down the DC movie slate that James Gunn came up with.
Yeah, thanks. I'm now the head of DC Studios. The slate would look a lot different.
You're doing it's starting off with Green Lantern first.
You're doing a great job, Justin. Well done.
It's starting off with Green Lantern and then Wonder Woman 5, and we'll go from there. So, but anyways, let's jump over to it right here. So, the DC movie slate, Justin, what can you tell us about this slate that came out?
Okay, so now that the dog has not giving me a reprieve. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm putting you down. I'm putting you on the ground. I'm putting you on the ground.
The dog is on the ground.
Okay, this is gonna be most of our show, Justin fighting with the dogs.
Pretty much.
Where are you? There. Jesus.
Anyway,
right, where was I?
The DC movie slate.
So, obviously, they have to keep the projects that they were already had in production and all that, besides Batgirl. Sorry, still salty about that one.
You salty, bruh?
A little bit. Anyways, what they reveal is the Shazam movies are removed enough that they can kind of live in their own little world. Suggesting that Zachary Levi Shazam might be safe. He then proceeds to say that they're lucky to inherit the Flash movie, which proves to be one of the best superhero movies of all time, according to James Gunn. I think that's a little hyperbolic, but we'll see. But it is going to serve as the reboot point of the DCU, the transition point from the DCEU to the DCU. And then we're gonna get the new Aquaman, which for some reason is taking place after the Flash. And then we're getting the Blue Beetle, which I guess is going to be taking place in the DCU proper as well. Now, the first thing that James Gunn said is he's trying to really intertwine film, TV, animation, and video games. So that is a lot of mediums that are getting included under this bubble. With that said, the first thing that he announced was a not
Okay, what movie is this? I'm sorry.
It's actually not a movie. This one's an animated show. And it's gonna be not will you stop it? I'm sorry, guys. Give me a sec.
Take your time. Take your time.
Please stand by.
Yeah, stand by for the following news.
Stuff happened.
Stuff is happening right now. Don't worry. We're just keeping our viewers and listeners occupied because
You good?
Not. Okay. So the first thing that he announced was this animated show called Creature Commandos.
okay.
Reason he announced it first is this is like I guess his Guardians of the Galaxy in the DCU. It's a very bizarre property. He wrote all the episodes. It's gonna be animated. It's about a team of classic movie monsters fighting Nazis in World War II.
Sounds pretty good.
How come these guys look like something from the Gorillaz band music video or something? Some of them do.
Because that's the art style that they chose for the comic.
All right.
And then he announced another show called Waller. Now, you can guess what kind of show this is going to be. It involves Amanda Waller teaming up with Team Peacemaker to go up against a new threat. That's about as much details as we know so far. So we got Viola Davis, obviously she's going to come back. We're probably going to get Danielle Brooks back as Adebayo. You know that what's her name is going to return as Harcourt.
Oh, I forget her name. I'm trying to think of who it is. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about, though.
Yeah. And then you have what's his face coming back as Economos.
Yeah, yeah.
probably don't have Peacemaker and Vigilante coming back though.
So no Peacemaker.
Yeah, they're going to keep them for Peacemaker.
Oh, okay.
But the start of the DCU proper is going to be a film, a Superman film called Superman Legacy.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, what did we know about this movie? We know that James Gunn is writing it.
Okay.
He might have an eye for directing it. The casting process has not begun yet for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to feature a younger Superman.
So it's not going to be. You don't think it's going to be Henry Cavill?
Is confirmed to not be Henry Cavill.
Is it Cavill or Cavill?
It's
Cavill.
Cavill.
Okay, it's Cavill. Hey, you say either I or either.
That's all right.
Now, as I said, it's going to feature a younger Superman who is trying to balance his Kryptonian heritage with his earthly upbringing. And what we know from this iteration of Superman is it's going to be a very hopeful version of Superman, inspired by the tone of
Our two special guests here have a lot to say on the matter, don't they?
They do. They do. They do.
as I was saying, the movie's going to take inspiration very heavily from the tone of All-Star Superman by Grant Morrison.
Okay.
Which, as a lot of us know, is like the definitive Superman story.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. Well, it was All-Star Superman, right? I thought they made like an animated movie out of that too, right?
They did, yes.
Yeah. I remember
now,
that.
It's most likely not going to be a direct adaptation because otherwise they're going to adapt the end of Superman.
Okay.
So what do you mean the end of Superman? As in Superman's death?
So the overreaching plot of the run All-Star Superman is Superman is given 1 year to live after overexposure of yellow sun radiation.
Right.
So it's him just being the best version of himself for a year.
Okay.
So who would you, there's been no casting announced yet, but has there been any like any rumors going around of who could possibly play Superman?
There's been rumors, but James Gunn's been pretty vocal in denying them, so
Like who's been rumored?
I can't remember. I think one of the guys from Top Gun Maverick.
Not Tom Cruise.
No, not Tom Cruise.
No, Tom Cruise would not be in this. At least I wouldn't think he would be.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
I think he's too old to play Superman now. I'm about to say, you know.
too old.
Yeah,
But guys, he never ages.
that is true. It's hard to argue against that.
Tom
Henry
Cruise
Cavill's
never.
too old. That should tell you what they're going for.
Wow.
Remember, Tom Cruise is immortal. He never ages.
That's true. I never age. Just kidding. Sorry about that. Anyways,
You are forgiven me.
so it's going to be based on the All-Star Superman story, though?
No, it's supposedly just the tone that he's taken inspiration from.
Okay, just the tone. Okay. Gotcha. I wasn't sure.
Then you have a show called Paradise Lost, which is going
Paradise
to take
Lost.
place on Themyscira, which, as we know, is the home of Wonder Woman.
Yep, it's going to be about Wonder Woman. Or is it about the Amazonians or is it about Wonder Woman?
The Amazonians.
Okay, cool. Is that the TV show for HBO Max?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
And James Gunn described it as Game of Thrones meets the Amazons, basically.
Wow. That's pretty good, actually, if you think about it.
Mm-hmm. And then we're also getting another HBO Max series called Lanterns.
Like a Green Lantern show?
Yes, it's called Lanterns.
Okay. Gotcha. And it's going to focus on primarily the Green Lanterns or all of them?
Primarily the Green Lanterns.
Okay.
Primarily Hal Jordan and John Stewart.
So what is this called?
Lanterns.
It's about the Green Lantern, though.
It's a terrestrial-based story that takes place on Earth, revolving around John Stewart and Hal Jordan, with a few other lanterns peppered in, and it's being compared to True Detective.
Interesting choice. Okay.
And a mystery unfolds that ties into the overarching story that's being told in the DCU.
Cool. All right. Just want to say this really quick about Green Lantern. I would love to see the character on screen again, on any screen again, small or big, because the character is just such rich material, though, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's
No,
ripe.
Ryan, and no Ryan Reynolds this time.
No Ryan Reynolds. No, he's going to stay far away from that.
Remember how in Deadpool they're like, just don't make the suit green.
Or animated.
And at the end of Deadpool 2, he's got the Green Lantern script, and then
that was incredible. But yeah, so I mean, I would love to see that because the character's ready to. I think the character's ready to be mined. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, trying to think what else. I mean, anything else for Green Lantern, or just this TV show, or what do you mean?
That's it for the Lanterns.
Okay, just
Then,
really quick. Do we know who the showrunner is by chance, or no?
Not yet.
Okay, gotcha. I was just wondering, wasn't sure if we heard that. So
then you have the Authority. Wildstorm. They are adapting the Authority and Wildstorm into the DCU, into a movie. Basically, the Authority is a bunch of anti-heroes who see the world as broken and try to fix it, no matter what, essentially.
Okay. I have never heard of this one, so this should be interesting.
Yeah. There was recently a Superman comic called Superman the Authority with them featured. I have no idea about what they're about either, but there's more of a 90s product than anything.
Okay.
Take that what you will.
You got it.
I've never heard of this Authority thing.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. So, me of all people too.
Yeah, it was a kind of obscure one from the 90s and the early aughts.
Yeah.
Then they announced the new Batman,
Oh, yes.
or as they're calling it, the Brave and the Bold.
So this has nothing to do with the Matt Reeves.
Correct.
Right?
Those movies are now going to be clearly labeled as Elseworlds.
Okay.
But now we have The Brave and the Bold, which is adapting Grant Morrison's run on the Caped Crusader and is bringing in Damian Wayne as Robin.
That's wild.
Really?
Not even Tim Drake or Dick Grayson. Just they're bringing in Damian Wayne.
So this is going to be live action or animated?
Live action.
Nice. Batman Brave and the Bold. We met Diedrich Bader, remember?
Yes, we did.
Nice guy.
The Brave and the Bold was basically a Batman team-up comic. So, Bill, for your knowledge, Damian Wayne is the son of
Bruce
Batman.
Wayne and Talia al Ghul.
Yep, and Talia al Ghul. Talia drugged Batman. And
so there was a bat stand, one night bat stand.
One night bat stand.
More like a one night bat rape.
Oh, dude, we shouldn't say that on.
Oh, shoot.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. Move on. It's okay.
Anyways,
no worries. Move on. No one heard that. What are you talking about?
Then they made him like a test tube baby, and it got weird.
Yeah, but this is the bottom line of the movie though is the Brave and the Bold of Batman and Robin, basically with that storyline.
Yes.
Now, did they? I'm just asking. Did they announce the Batman 2?
Yes.
Okay, so Matt Reeves
2025 release.
Okay. Yeah, that film was a surprise. With with Pattinson, my God, it came out almost a year ago now.
But yeah, they confirmed that it's going to be a brand new Batman. They confirmed that the Bat family is going to be featured. Finally.
So, are they ever going to? I have to ask you, Justin. Are they ever going to do like what they did, like with how they did like in the MCU with Spider-Man? You think they're going to do that here with Batman?
You mean like having multiple Batman?
Like how we're gonna get 2 in the Are we getting Christian Bale in the Flash as well, or just Affleck and Keaton?
As far as I know, it's just Affleck and Keaton.
Bale's done. I know that for a fact.
In the Flash, we have Affleck and Keaton. Like, are we ever gonna get like a Spider-Verse type thing?
I mean, Crisis on Infinite Earths is always a possibility.
One day they'll do that, but not immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say that this Batman we just got though was really, really, really good.
Yes.
Is it Robert Pattinson returning though, or no?
Oh yeah, for Matt Reeves is.
That's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah.
But this Batman is the Elseworld Batman one.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
So Batman Brave and the Bold, is there anyone in talks to be Batman for that one?
No one yet.
Okay. I wonder who they're gonna get to play Robin. That's gonna be a big deal.
Yeah, that one's gonna be. Well, we won't really know because it's probably gonna be a newcomer.
Probably.
You're looking for like a 10-year-old.
That's yeah.
Because we gotta get the Utes.
Yeah, let's get a young kid wrapped up in tights. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
There.
Yeah,
They're
but at least it won't be like cutesy like Robin was originally supposed to be. This one's like a little assassin.
Like, oh golly, it's not. So you're saying it's not going to be like golly, Batman? I can't wait to. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like that.
Oh good God, no. It's going to be like Batman trying to teach an assassin compassion. Batman teaching compassion
to his own son.
No, I mean, think about that concept. It's Batman teaching compassion.
Because you know what I think about? Do you remember back in the animated series when they first introduced Tim Drake in the as Robin?
Yeah.
And in like that episode when Tim Drake is staying at Bruce's place and he's like, smart aleck. And, you kind of can see a little bit of that. I don't want to say compassion, but trying to humanize him a little bit. Like the kid's being a smart aleck and then he finds out, oh, my dad's not coming back. And then Batman's actually trying to help him. Like, well, what did he take from Two-Face?
Right.
And then Tim Drake goes, if I knew, I'd tell you, but I don't. And I just want to say on a side note, I think the animated series does Two-Face the best.
I agree with that.
Hashtag fight me.
Hashtag fight me. I just want to say, can I just say something real quick about Robin as a character, like in general? Well, he was one of my favorite characters growing up because not only because you could pretend to be on an adventure with Batman because that was his original purpose. But I will say this. My favorite Robin, though, is Tim Drake. I don't know why, it just is. Like the third Robin is my favorite. Too. Like the third Robin is my favorite Robin.
Speaking of Robin, you know what I want to see? I want to see a Nightwing movie.
Yeah.
Weren't they talking about that? It's one thing to talk about it when we get it. That's two separate things.
Yeah, I want to see a Nightwing movie.
Yeah.
Why not Nightwing and HBO Max? Just saying you could have a TV show of Nightwing. That's just me though.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
No, of course. Anything else for Batman or Batman in general? Brave and the Bold, Nightwing, Robin, anything? Background?
Not much else has been announced. We know that
go ahead.
They're going to be developing the Bat family in there, so we are probably going to get Nightwing. We are probably going to get like Red Robin or Red Hood.
All right. Yep.
You know what? I want to see, and this is a hill I will die on.
Uh-oh.
What do you got?
I want to see a Batman Beyond movie one of these days.
I'm not opposed to it, but how do you?
I want
I
to
mean-
see a Batman Beyond movie.
It would be great. I don't know what. I don't know. I think it would be fantastic. I just wish they would somehow do it. Maybe like a live action HBO show or a movie.
I want to see a Batman Beyond movie.
Justin?
I think it could work. You would have to establish Batman first, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
well-
Batman takes the Alfred role.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a great show. Don't get me wrong. Like the episodes with Mr. Freeze were great too and stuff like that. I mean, come on. So, but yeah, that was a really good show.
Yes. And then we are also getting Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Hmm.
Now, this one is an adaptation of a comic book run, a very recent run from last year by Tom King.
Okay.
So that's quite the turnaround. So if you know anything about Supergirl, you know that she is a much darker character than Superman.
Yes.
So,
I was waiting for that.
excuse me.
Do tell.
So, Superman was a baby when he was sent to Earth from Krypton.
Correct.
Kara was a teenager, was on a meteor with her family as she watched Krypton explode. While she was on this meteor, she watched everyone around her die.
Mm.
And then she went to Earth. So she's a much more jaded character. And this run by Tom King featured her going on this like superhero bar crawl, I guess.
Hmm.
Where she encounters this alien that like really needs her help, and apparently it's a really good series. So
I haven't read it, so I might have to go to Barnes and Noble and pick up a graphic novel of it. So skim through it.
maybe yeah, like
So,
get
So it's
a
darker
trade.
because Kara has more memories of what happened.
Yep.
Mm. That's an interesting take. That's a very interesting take on it. So, on her especially.
That's the current take.
Yeah, well, that which is very relevant and true for
Yeah.
that. So,
And then I think the final one was they announced Swamp Thing, an adaptation of Alan Moore's Swamp Thing.
Alan Moore, first and foremost, is a fantastic comic book writer, and this would be incredible. But go on.
So they already announced that this was going to be a horror movie. James Mangold is currently in talks to direct.
That'd be incredible. They got him.
And so,
Look at his track record.
Yeah.
I mean, Ford v Ferrari, Logan,
Mhm.
the current Indiana Jones movie that's coming out in June.
hey, I think he'd be a good choice to do. What is Swamp Thing again? And don't tell me it's a Swamp Thing.
Well, it is a Swamp Thing. You
But-
wouldn't understand.
It's a character that's based out of a swamp. That's all you really need to know. I mean, I'm sure there's more complexity to it, but still.
Actually, it's a swamp creature that thinks that it used to be a human because a human died near the swamp, but it's really just the swamp that's memory was imprinted.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
It's confusing.
It's all right. No, I'm sure if they're trying to get James mangled, then I think that's great. So
Yeah.
Was that everything they announced?
I think so.
Because I want to just bring up something that was mentioned to me before we went live.
Oh wait. Also, Booster Gold. They are doing a Booster Gold show.
What's Booster Gold?
He's a character.
Booster Gold is a superhero from the 23rd century.
Wow, we're 2 centuries in the future, huh?
Well, he's a loser in the 23rd century who decides, hey, you know what? With 23rd century technology, I can go to the past and become a superhero, which he does. But he's also basically like the superhero version of imposter syndrome.
Okay.
Because he does not belong
In our timeline.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Yeah.
Anything else? So some of these projects they gave more details than others.
Have we heard anything about the Joker 2 with Lady Gaga? I know it's not really the DCU, but still.
All we know is it's gonna be an Elseworlds movie.
Okay. So basically what you're saying is though, a bunch of these movies are going to be Elseworld types of films. Like a couple of them, like that occur in the past, like Wonder Woman. I can only assume is going to be that. This Joker film is going to be that, but I feel like, but the current slate that's got announced is like the new Superman, the Robert Pattinson Batman, the Brave and the Bold. All that is the new DCU, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. I have to ask about the Elseworld movies, Justin. Is there going to be like connection between, say, the Batman and Joker?
Probably not. They're going to be their own separate universes.
Yeah, I was going to say like the Lady Gaga and the Joker movie that we got with Todd Phillips directing, right? That one's an Elseworlds movie, like another world. The other one I was gonna say, I would say like the Henry Cavill Superman could be an Elseworlds thing, like in the past, like remember that type of thing. You know, they could just play it off as that. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. But what do you think of that?
That could be interesting.
Yeah. But just out of curiosity, so we're talking about like Elseworld stuff. Justin, what is an Elseworld to you? Like, how could you, if you were talking to someone and you're looking to break it down in front of someone, how would you describe an Elseworld story, or how would you explain that to the casual fan? You know what I mean?
Justin?
I'll start off if that's okay.
Justin?
I'll start off for a second. So, an Elseworld thing to me, an Elseworld thing is like kind of like, so there's a main world where the main superheroes interact and stuff like that, and main villains happen and whatnot. And I would say that some of the characters are going to be taking place in other worlds that have nothing to do with the bigger world, if you know what I mean. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Excuse me,
Bill,
folks. Technical difficulties.
does that make sense? Is what I'm saying?
Yeah, that they're sort of not in the real universe, but they are.
Yeah, like it's kind of like what Crisis on Infinite Earths did for superhero for the DC universe in general was Crisis on Infinite Earths. For some reason, I remember the story specifically, like the specific details of it, but basically it's where all these different worlds interacted with each other, and like Supergirl from Earth 5 was interacting with Batman from Earth 2. It was a big thing in the comic books back in the 80s. But to answer your question, to try and like figure that out though, for as far as being an answer, an Elseworld, what is an Elseworld thing? That's what it is. Like the Batman is its own thing. The Joker movies are its own thing, if that makes sense.
To me, it's sort of like how, and I know I'm using this comparison again, but to like the Welcome Back was sort of how like the
No idea what happened there.
Sort of like how the Spider-Man movies, how like the Tobey, well, no, I don't want to use Tobey Maguire because that was before MCU.
Yeah,
but
so was
like,
Amazing Spider-Man too.
like Amazing Spider-Man, which came out in 2012, that could be seen as the Elseworld. That could be seen as the Elseworld.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say it's sort of like the movies that are not part of the universe, but they're part of the brand, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That makes sense to me, Bill. Justin, what do you think about that?
What was the question?
What is an Elseworld? Like because if we have the main DCEU going on, what are the Elseworld stories around? I would say I was saying Joker. I was saying Batman.
There's also the Ta-Nehisi Coates Black Superman movie.
Oh, right. That's right.
That is still apparently in the works.
Is that with Michael B. Jordan as well, or no?
No, that's a different project, and I have no idea if that's still going on or not.
Okay, because I know they were talking about that with J.J. Abrams and whatnot too. So
yeah. Well, that was previous leadership.
Okay. Yeah, but now we have different. Now we have James Gunn basically doing the whole thing. So
yeah. But yeah, those are the three Elseworld movies that we know of so far. Is Joker 2, Batman Part 2, and the Black Superman movie.
Well, here's a good question. Will they release Batgirl at some point or no?
No.
Okay.
Legally, they cannot.
They believe they can't. Okay.
Legally.
Oh, legally they can. Okay.
Because of a tax write-off, is that correct?
Correct.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yes. Damn it, I forgot.
It's all right. If it comes back to the next 5 minutes, let me know. Justin, was there just those 10 announcements? That was it, right?
Yeah, that's it for now. This was the announcement of Chapter 1 of the DCU, Gods and Monsters.
You know, you know what? Okay, I think I remember this now. Do you think the competition between DC and Marvel could be getting more intense now?
Potentially. They still have to release the movies.
Because you're saying like when they're releasing it as Chapter 1, how like Marvel, the MCU has Phase 1 and Phase 2.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I think we talked about this a little bit on the live stream over the weekend that that this could probably be DC's chance to basically one-up Marvel.
It could be.
I mean, given how Ant-Man was received and Phase 4 was received, so why it could happen, you know?
Like how it's like how Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania just got mixed reviews.
Yeah, pretty
Mhm.
much. I didn't see it yet, but
just got mixed reviews. It's like, is this now DC's chance
It could be.
to dethrone Marvel?
I mean, if you think about it,
Black Adam was a great opportunity, but they squandered it.
yeah.
Like, why do you say that? Why do you say that was a great opportunity?
Because while I really liked Doctor Strange too, and a lot of people still did, a lot of people were still underwhelmed by it. And Thor: Love and Thunder, less said about that one, the better.
I would put that probably as one of the worst Marvel movies.
Mm.
Then you had Eternals from the tail end of last year. You know, Marvel hadn't been doing so hot since end of 2021.
Yeah. I mean,
Like-
Shang-Chi was great, but, you know.
Like, I'll admit, like, as of this moment, I think the last really good MCU movie was No Way Home. Like, you know, I did enjoy Multiverse.
Wakanda Forever.
And I liked Wakanda Forever. I thought that was pretty good. But right now, I feel like Marvel's doing pretty much hit and miss. Like,
Yeah,
but
and it's making me a little nervous, not gonna lie. But hopefully they've taken the criticism of the past year and a half in stride and are gonna refocus their resources on what's important. Good storytelling.
Yeah.
because I'll be honest with you, like, I think DC is going to give Marvel a run for their money. Like,
They might. You never know.
Well, the beginning of their slate doesn't begin until 2025.
yeah, but
So the
I
beginning of their slate doesn't begin until 2025. So phase 5 will already be over. Phase 6 will probably begin.
because the thing is, and I talked about this on the live stream the other day, the problem I think with DC is right out of the gate, they try to just play catch up with Marvel.
With this, they have a very clear-cut plan.
Because, you know, when they released Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, like I said, I feel that was a more Dawn of Justice than it was Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Because you know what, I think Justin and I's big inspiration, well, one of our big inspirations, Doug Walker, said it best in his review when he was saying to Alfred in the sketch, he was saying, Alfred, I feel like the motivations for the next movie are being figured out before the motivations of this movie. And I think he's 100% correct. I feel like DC tried to play catch up with Marvel. And Justice League, the Whedon cut kind of sucks. We'll just admit that.
Yeah.
But the Snyder cut, it was awesome.
Yeah. Snyder Cut was actually really, really good.
I loved the Snyder cut. You stayed up, remember that night until it came out?
I did.
You're a wild man. So
Yeah, but anyway, the Snyder. But anyway, that's my concern is but like I said, in the next 2 years, well, even before the slate starts, like what we're seeing with the Flash, can this be a chance for DC to dethrone Marvel?
I think there's a possibility. I wouldn't say it's high, but I say it's there.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, the Flash comes out like what, a month after Guardians 3 comes out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this could possibly be the chance to DC to say, hey, move over, Kevin Feige.
Ooh.
Sheriff in town.
Yeah. It very well could happen. I mean, we don't know for sure until time will tell, but I feel like Marvel is losing their I feel like they're fatigued. People are getting fatigued with Marvel, and they might need something new or different. And I feel like DC is going to provide that.
Yeah.
That's just me, but
I can agree with you on that, JT.
And that's no slur to Marvel. That's no diss to the past over 10 years that they've been doing this now from Marvel Studios. But yeah, so it's I think it's time to rise and shine for the DCEU, and it's going to happen. So, or the DCU, excuse me, sorry. But yeah, we covered a lot. Do we want to cover anything else?
An article that I didn't read it, but maybe we could still discuss it. An article that our dear friend Allie put in the chat.
Yeah, we have a super review show chat, by the way.
That they may recast the Flash
because
of all the crap that happened with Ezra Miller.
Do we want to touch on that, Justin, or no?
I'm not going to rule it out because I would not be opposed to it. Whether or not it will be Grant Gustin, I think it's a little soon to say.
Yeah. I agree with that, actually.
And yeah, I think I think they should. If they decide to go with another Flash movie or that he makes an appearance, I don't think they should have Ezra Miller back.
I agree.
Because of all the crap that he's been doing. And listen, we're not going to go into every single thing. Go look it up. Google exists.
Yeah.
It's we'll just tell you this. It is insane. It's absolutely insane. Is that the best way to put it, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, I hope that they are getting the best treatment they can. And I wish them the best in their recovery, but until they prove that they did the work, we really shouldn't be putting them on a pedestal.
Yeah, so we are going to have to wait and see where that comes, huh?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
All right. Anything else?
I think that was it. I mean, do we have anything else we want to say about the future of the DCU Slate at all? Do we have anything else we want to say?
That's it for me.
Bill, you got anything else?
Nothing left to say.
Well, in the wise words of Imagine Dragons, there's nothing left to say now.
Nothing left to say now.
I stole that from Bill. That's okay. But yeah, so basically, guys, that's gonna do it for us tonight. Kind of a quick show, truthfully. Nothing too crazy, but we wanted to get Justin here to touch on this as well. He's there he is. We wanted to touch on this topic as soon as we could. Last week we were busy with something else. This weekend we had our live stream for our marathon, but yeah, we're glad we covered it tonight, and we hopefully you enjoyed this as well. I want to thank the two gentlemen for joining me as always. Now this time, Bill, thanks so much for doing this as always.
Always a pleasure, my good friend.
Yeah, and Jocelyn, thanks for being our comic book nerdy expert as you are.
Thank you.
No problem at all. And we want to thank you all for watching, listening, however you enjoyed us. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on podcast format, and follow us on our social media pages, simply at the Super Review Show on Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to us, and hit the bell for notifications as well. Thanks so much for watching. So for all of us here at the Super Review Show, stay safe, take care, and
Be awesome.